Right, here's something a bit different. I'm going to do a quick review on making some river sections. You see in the last couple of battle reports. With Saga coming up, I just want to make some quick straight sections, which I can add to later on. Within a couple of evenings I made 12 foot of river, which is ideal. They were using MDF base-like materials, so make sure you've got the appropriate masks on. Do it in a decent environment, and make sure you're pretty you understand all the tools and that you're going to use. If not, find someone else who knows it. So the material of choice I had was hardboard, which has got like an MDF smooth finish on one face, which was ideal just to be painted, and on the other face it has this strange bumpy kind of finish, which is good so it doesn't slide around on cloth mats and stuff. Also, this is relatively cheap. I mean, a large sheet of this you're only looking at like 5-6 quid for it, and you'll get plenty for what you need for making rivers. So the first job was to cut out oblongs, which were 5 inches by 12 inches. This was just for 28mm river. I thought this was ample enough to give some difficult ground without taking up too much space there. And after that, I just made the edges all wobbly, which is trying to get rid of the straightness of them all. Make sure you don't cut any of the edging at the either ends off. They've got to stay 5 inches because you want them to line up with all the other ones as well. So I sanded off the edges. You can do this by hand, just to smooth them out, get rid of the rough bits, and also to give it a slight bevel as well, because I want to sand right down the edges. I've got a belt sander I use for this. You can do it by hand. If you've got a small orbital or something like that, you're pretty handy with it, you can use something like that. Again, just be aware of the dust, make sure you got your mask on. And after that, I then took them inside. I marked 1/2 inch in from either side, and did this both ends. This is going to show where my bank is. Then with some PVA and some modelling sand, I built the banks. Make sure you keep your marks at the either ends, just so they all line up. In between that, you can make it as wild in whatever shape you like. Again, just to try and get rid of the straightness overall. I then base coated all the sanded areas with a dark brown. Once that was dry, I flipped them over and painted the backs of them. You've got to do this to make sure you don't get too much water penetration into the wood, otherwise they're going to warp and that. And this will just help reduce the warping. Also, when they are finished, stack them on top of each other and keep them in a pile. That also helps them stop warping as well. So far, all mine are staying pretty flat. And then I just start to dry brush all the sandy areas with like an earthy brown. And then again with a lighter brown. It's hard to see here, but you will see in the finish how it will look. There's definitely a lighter brown gone over the top of that. I then painted the river in a couple of coats to get a nice strong blue. I wanted quite a bright blue because most of my boards are dark brown, so just to bring a bit more colour to the boards, I went for quite a bright, intense colour. I then blended in a lighter colour, like a white, with the blue as it was still wet. Take a few goes to get it right with your brush, just to keep it rough. Just keep the pattern going along with the stream and that, just to get these light patches in it. Then finally I put a bit of gloss on the river section just to give it a bit of shine, and then added some flock over the rocky areas along the banks and that. And that was it really. So in a couple of evenings I managed to do 12 foot of river section. Later on I'll hopefully add to it, add some bends and some more curvy bits just to make it look natural. But for now, that'll do me. Thanks for watching again. Hope that was helpful to you. If you like the idea of it and me doing a few more, I shall plan a couple for the future. Take care all. Farewells.